Hey guys, it's Viewmaster's Reactions, and we're back with Campaign 2, Episode 28, Part 1. This one, Within the Nest. We are at the nest, the Sour Nest, inside of Shady Creek Run. We have went through the forest, over the river, and through the woods. So we get to the gates, really briefly, because I want to jump in. We got about 25 minutes of Part 1 and 2. And then the hour Patreon exclusive, then the hour, all like live stream on Friday. But Neela turned to a mouse. We then use Frumpkin as a bird to carry the mouse to basically investigate the whole area. We saw Lorenzo. We saw two other people. I cannot remember the names of them, but they were people involved in the ordeal where Molly died. I am assuming it was those same people. I don't know if it was confirmed it was them, but I'm pretty sure it was the same people. We couldn't have Neela confirm it because she was there when it went down. So she would be able to know. I forget if she did. Maybe she did. I don't feel like she confirmed it. She almost got stepped on or seen or discovered by Lorenzo, and she rolled fabulously and got out of it okay. We get back to where we need to be, and I think it was Ashley knocked over a bunch of plates or something. The guards noticed us. We booked it back to town. It's a 45-minute to an hour journey. And we're going to look for a mercenary. We talked many times about buying some help. It's expensive, we're told, but what's expensive? We paid for Braun 100 gold. I mean, hey, I'll pay 100 gold if it helps us get the task done, get our revenge on Lorenzo, and also succeeding in helping Ophelia and accomplishing the gentleman's task. So much is at stake here. So much is at stake. We save our friends. We avenge Molly. We get Ophelia. We succeed in doing the gentleman's tasks. So we got to find somebody. We need help. I don't care what it costs. Right now, there is too much riding on this, and we're running out of time also. We got about 6 or 7 hours before nightfall. We have to find somebody, regroup, get our shit together, go back in, and like Bo said, I think it was Bo said, take them out one by one in the night. At some point, sirens will probably be sounded or alerts will be sent, and people will know, and we'll have to fight them all. But maybe we could take 1 or 2 of them out before we have to go there, and we'll have an advantage. That's why you don't leave people like us alive. That's why Lorenzo should have killed everybody. I mean, I'm happy he didn't, but that's why you kill everybody, because they come back and they try to kill you. And little did he know, it's part of everything we're involved with to begin with. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons out of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is at the end. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. I just don't have time to edit it all. Doctor Who, Eureka, and Infinity Train started last month. We just started Steven Universe and Centaur World. Check it out. Dozens of others. If not, Campaign 2, Episode 28, Part 1.
Last we left off, the mighty Nein, who had acquired two new
Lord.
allies in Keg, the dwarven fighter, and Neela, the Furbolg druid, had made their way
I thought he
to
said
the city of Shady
Kanga,
Creek
like
Run.
from Winnie the Pooh.
After making your way through the town, spending an evening staying at the landlocked lady,
Are we all
and
good?
getting some information
Good?
about where to find info about
Everything
your
looks
quarry and where your friends may have been taken
What's
to after
your
they were
query?
captured by the Iron Shepherd's traveling slavers
my
crew.
Hearty
You
seltzer
went
with OJ.
to... What are you, they're the worst? They are the worst. You went and had a discussion at the estate Sybaritic with Ophelia
estate.
Mardoon, of whom you were sent by the gentleman to interface with and do a deed for her, a little over 2 weeks ago. There, it seemed that the intent of your job placed here in the city
less than 2
has
weeks
aligned
left.
with your current goal of freeing your friends and seeking vengeance against the Iron Shepherds, as they currently work for a competitive family to the Mardoon house. And in response to them destroying parts of the trade routes that the Mardoon family enjoys through the center and southern sides of the empire, they wish you to instill damage upon their traders as well by eliminating the Iron Shepherds. You were given some ideas as to where you might find some help. You gathered your things, made your way north into the seemingly corrupted and haunted Sevalier Wood to seek information.
Could it be possible we get Molly as one of our mercenaries?
Narrowly avoided
I don't think Molly will come
that.
I keep saying Molly, Tal'dorei.
Immensely mutated, bone-spurred bear creatures. You
the 15-foot
sought
bear
out and cased the exterior of the Sour Nest, which is the fortress that was given to the Iron Shepherds by the family that pays them and keeps them in their employ. At which point you decided to send your new druid friend Neela in the form of a small mouse over the wall, delivery via owl, in which she snuck through some
by bird.
Some portions of the fortress to gather
Is it
intel
not?
and to get an idea of where you were going and what may reside within. A few close calls and some discovery of what can be expected within the interior. You made your way back safely to join your friends.
I forgot about the baby.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, the meal that Lorenzo was having.
Lorenzo was eating a child.
Yeah, that was
That just
fun.
occurred to me.
Lorenzo was eating a child.
Upon accidentally spooking
Possibly
one of the
Neela's
outer
son.
guards who were walking the perimeter of the wall that surrounds the Sour Nest, you immediately picked up what you had, fled south back through the Sabalier Wood on your way
The
to Shady
Sabalier
to
Wood.
look for means of possibly finding more help for this endeavor when nightfall hits, and whatever else you can do to prepare for the necessary evacuation.
I'm wondering
of your
if we're going to
allies.
spend this whole
And that's where we
episode
left off. So,
searching
Nine.
for
as you have charged
mercenary
back
help.
through the purplish-gray corrupted Savalier Wood, the midday sun
Savalier
barely
Wood.
visible through slight peeking cracks through the canopy above you, leaping and hearing these large growling sounds and hoots. You just beeline it as best you can and as quickly as you can before you breach into the outskirts of the northern side of the North Clover area. You're now between some of the nearby buildings, and you immediately begin to see some of the relatively shady denizens of this north side of Shady Creek Run that glance over your shoulder, their hooded selves kind of watching you as you pass. You slower your gait as you're no longer fleeing, per se, but you have made your way back to the town. What would you like to do?
What time is it?
At this point, it'd be midday, a little bit in the afternoon.
He said we had about 6 hours by the time we got back to town.
Oh, God.
Roughly 6 hours by the time we got back to town. Like last episode.
What do we do?
Sam's
we're
got
trying to find
a,
allies, right?
a nice
That's the plan.
like scruff going on. He's usually a little more clean shaven. Liam, I dig the beard that Liam's got going. And the rest are our lovely ladies.
Tasker would be up to it. Or there were the Taskers, and then there were the other group.
I like that
of
color on
hired
Neela's shirt.
workers.
It's the Grunge Gang. Or the Grudge Gang, which the Taskers are a part of it.
Wait, is it grudge or grunge?
Grudge.
Can I just say grunge? is a better
Grudge.
name?
Grudge.
So the Grudge, is it like the Grudge Gang is an umbrella corporation of the Taskers, or vice versa?
Vice versa. The Grudge Gang is the overarching kind of loose network of mercenaries that sell swords and do not affiliate directly with any of the other political powers. They're all kind of just outside of the system.
See,
within
I
the
don't
town.
think
the Taskers are a small
that Tal'dorei
subsect
would
of
play
the
a
Grudge
character
Gang
like that. I
that
feel
have
like
taken
it's
it upon
someone we're
themselves
gonna run
keep
into
the
down the
peace to a
road.
certain extent.
And did we get a sense of are the Taskers? Are
what I
they
think.
just
That's
a
what I
group
think.
like us, like a small
That's-
group?
I'm sticking to it. I'll
we
put
don't
my
know.
money on
Well,
it.
you don't know. You've had some
Groot said so.
experience here. The
The
Taskers,
family of Groots.
best that you can surmise, you haven't had
Look
a
at
lot of
his
dealings
face. Look
with
at
them.
those eyes.
They're probably in the neighborhood of 30 or so, 30 to 35 people. So they're not a massive group by any means, and they're stretched a little thin. But because a lot of them have friends within the Grudge Gang and people they've worked with before, they can usually call upon friends if need be, especially if they have some coin to their side and they have a specific endeavor they need to do.
Look
We
at
should
Sam.
go talk to one.
Sam's like,
Set one up.
That seems like the best option to me. I'm not sure who else we could turn to.
yeah, let's do it.
Just to play devil's advocate here, is it an issue if we get a hired mercenary group to kill another underground faction in their same town? Is that
Could it
Like a-
trace back to Ophelia? Is that your
I don't know. That's just a weird political issue. Hiring someone
Also,
in the system.
Maybe before we just go randomly hiring people, what do we need to make this attack?
Yeah.
We can probably get in, and also
we should
we're
get
not
a
attacking,
healer.
right?
Is
We're
there a
just gonna go
healer
try to
mercenary?
rescue, or maybe pick off
We need a
one or two of
mercenary who
them,
just wants to sit back and heal
or
us.
smoke them out so that the prisoners or whatever have to leave and we can rescue. Right? We're not trying to kill everyone in the motherfucking house, right?
Well, this is
What
Ophelia.
we've been
Ophelia
tasked
wants
with
us
doing.
to kill everyone in the motherfucking house.
Ophelia
I just
literally
wanna
said
get
kill
our
everyone.
people out.
Well, then we are not fulfilling our responsibilities.
It will be impossible to save.
I'm
our
pretty sure
friends
Ophelia
without
literally
killing
said
them.
kill everyone in the
She's
house,
right.
didn't she?
We go at night. And the first step is taking care of the two, there could be more, but two that we saw on the wall. Whoever is on the wall at night, silently.
Whoever's on the wall.
And then,
For
from
the-
all you've
for the
told us, we
wall.
have,
Wasn't it for the wall?
might be incomplete information, but 3. There is the shithead
For the
himself,
watch.
and
For
then
the
2
watch.
you saw.
At least 2 eating.
So 3 total that we know about.
But then she used.
But there were many more beds.
Yeah.
Plus, who knows who could arrive in the time that we're gone.
That is also correct.
I think we need to be prepared for all of them.
So, but are we going to hire muscle or magic? Or
I
what
say
are we trying
we-
to get?
I
what
say we-
helps us?
I miss Jester's healing spells.
Yeah, I would say magic.
Maybe
We
there's
got.
a place to buy some potions.
We
Well, it
could buy
seems like-
potions.
I mean, I'm not the stealthiest person. It seems like having more numbers is a good thing. I don't know if we could create a distraction of some kind, lead some of them away. I don't know. but,
Especially with that many people.
I'm
What are
good
we
at
gonna do?
that.
Have a Hulk figure
Diversions?
with us? Diversions.
You're very excited about this, Neil.
We're too big. Like we're already too
want to get
much
in there as
to
fast
to
as we
run
can.
around
I
as a
mean,
group.
look,
We
the
don't need
solution
a
might end up
big
solving
brute.
itself. Who knows who in this town is even willing to go up against the Iron Shepherds?
We just want a little
Would I
stealthy
know-
person.
Okay. Wait.
Kind of like
Wait.
Not, basically. We want another Not. But like somebody that's good at spells. Healing,
the place
perhaps.
we keep the prisoners is underground.
Correct.
Could we just burn down the building?
Motherfucking house.
Burn down the motherfucking house?
It's mostly stone.
Burn down the. Is there wood in there?
There's elements of wood from a decoration standpoint,
But
for
it's
the
not
most part,
gonna.
it's a stone structure.
It's not gonna
A
be
lot of
enough.
kindling.
Stone structures will. Yeah, they'll just start a lot of mini fires all throughout the castle.
It's actually not a bad idea.
The castle.
Now
The
that I
stone
think
walls.
about it, though.
When you were in this house as a mouse, there was no way down there. It was a solid trapdoor. You don't know what was under it.
I could hear them, but that's the only thing that I could see.
What did you hear specifically?
Ah!
I heard voices, I remember that. I was trying to listen for my partner and my son. I know they were the voices of the captured people, the prisoners. And I believe I heard voices as well of some of the murderers.
Well, we need to peel this like an onion. We need to, I believe, get some help, get some reassurance. Outer layer of the onion is making sure we take whoever is on the walls, whoever is keeping watch out silently so that we can begin anew with the building itself. I think that either you or my friend here should go in ahead of us so we have some idea of what is happening. Once in a while I
Little
turn this
recon.
one into a spider. It's slow, but that is very undetectable. And do you know differently?
What?
Sorry, I'm just imagining an infiltration with a spider.
It's to do recon.
Feasible. Sorry.
It's it's to do recon.
Get him! Now bite him!
Lorenzo felled by a brown recluse.
Put him in his boot. In his boot.
Truthfully, there are
recon,
ways
it's
that I
good.
can hurt people with a spider, but I'm just talking about having a look around so that we
Yeah,
are
do
not
some
walking into something
recon.
different
We're
than
not
what
gonna
you saw
attack
last night.
Bo.
Literally anything is better than a spider, though. For that, I just want to point that out.
Well, I disagree with you.
I mean, they've got, like, a lot of eyes. I get that. But I think in terms of a movement situation, spider's not the best.
Agree to disagree.
What a weird thing to argue about.
No, you
smoke break.
are new.
First
This is
off,
very
I agree with
typical.
Liam.
Okay, got it.
I think
It's just
Liam's
part of the group
100%
dynamic.
right.
We're
And I
all
think
friends.
Marisha or Bo in
You ever
this
seen a
case,
debate team.
it doesn't even
One
make
side
sense.
and the other, and then
Why
they
would
just
a
kinda go
spider
at it
not
for a
be good?
It's
while.
not really debating in Shady Creek Run.
And she's
Mostly
assumed that he
insult,
meant we're
kill.
going to lead the attack.
I should really start a debate.
I feel like Marisha, I've said this many times, I love her and I love her character, but I feel like she doesn't think before she talks a lot of the time.
Put this on ice.
Because that didn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like that didn't make a whole lot of sense. The shady debaters.
Well, that's our next merch piece.
And even if it did, why,
Shady debaters
like,
debate team.
Liam was in the middle of something and it's just like, totally
Oh my god.
took a 10-minute
But we
sidestep.
take numbers down, so we peel the outer layer. Separate
I mean,
layer
it's
for those
hilarious.
well,
I just
then
think
there's
it's like
whoever
such a
is
silly thing
upstairs. The big
to start.
X factor
I mean,
is what is beneath. We don't know how many people are underneath.
If we could somehow. You said that the sleeping quarters are upstairs. If we went in the dead of night, and I know that you have a spell that can sort of lock a door or shut a door or something.
If I can find materials in Shady Creek, I need gold dust.
Gold
a lot of
dust.
gold dust. How likely is that here?
How would I know where to find? Would that be like the general store? Would that have that?
They may have it there, yeah. I mean, you haven't had to acquire gold dust before, but if you were to ask around, you could see if there's some place in the vicinity that might carry it.
And to first get gold dust, I would need gold.
Which we would also need to hire people.
We have some.
How much do we have? I have next to nothing.
I have.
we have to have like at least 500 or 600.
10. You said 10.
10.
Oh, wow.
I am happy to
That's
contribute
not a
that.
lot.
I'm happy to contribute
Silver
10.
that I have.
What about in the haversack? Does Gesture have any
I
funds
feel
in
like
there?
we've got to have 500 or 600 gold,
That's a good question.
right? Wouldn't we have?
I'll reach in and see what she has.
I feel like we'd have at least
I've got a little bit
500.
Text the
combined.
5, 4,
Yeah.
3.
Where's my? I need my thing. Where's the currency on here?
If you go under equipment,
You don't remember your handy acronym?
I need it written down. Oh, there it is. Got it. I have.
Farts.
Liam eats farts. That's
Liam eats farts.
It's right here.
A few
I have
hundred.
a few hundred gold.
A few hundred.
So maybe we need people on the outside to take care of.
I feel like combined we
watch.
got
Maybe we-
solid
the
500,
on-
600
the
gold.
onion
I
you're talking
mean,
about,
right
maybe
there,
the
that's
outer layers
300
are
or
the hired
400
hands,
compared,
and
just the
then
two of them.
We're the ones that go in.
Yeah, it could be a group effort. I feel very confident for.
Oh,
for many
Caleb
of
said he
our
had
skills
close
for
to
the ones on
nothing.
the outside.
Neela
What I'm
had
concerned
10.
about is
I guess we
entering
probably
the
have
front
about
door.
400
What is
plus,
behind?
maybe close to
what I
5,
would like
depending
to do
on
is go
keg.
when they are sleeping and hopefully murder them in their sleep.
Why
Murder
don't we
them in their
call
sleep.
out then? Why don't we make them come outside?
Because then they'll be
We have
together.
we have more abilities outside.
Yeah, but then they're awake and ready.
Yeah, you know the thing when someone is sleeping in a bed is that they are like little. I was going to say babies. That's I shouldn't say.
Say that to her, especially.
Then I cannot use my lightning inside. That is all I'm saying.
What if we lure one of them out
Yes.
for you to, fry like?
She wants so badly to fry. We'll let you fry the last guy.
There's a little bit we have to
We're
play
gonna
this by ear.
fry some of them outside,
I
I
think we should
would
go
think.
at night to handle things when it is.
At some point,
Yes,
I
easy.
feel like maybe we kill one or two, and then the
anything
alert is
missing?
in, and people are
We have
looking.
no way of healing ourselves.
People are
if
gonna
we die.
scream. We're
Unless
not
you have
just
healing
gonna
potions
slice
on
their
you?
throat
Or
in
maybe
their
we can
sleep.
find
Not to mention, maybe they're ready for us.
Wait, how many do we all have? She has 2.
I have one.
Of what?
That's 4.
Healing potions.
Healing.
I have healing words.
Ooh.
Does that help?
That does help.
What is that?
I have,
Yeah.
and those good berries.
Those are good.
The good berries. Those 1 hit point good berries flowing from the heavens.
And I can help give us extra power. If I invoke,
Haste.
in my clan, we have a bear spirit known as Oktar. And if I
Oktar the-
invoke the spirit of Oktar, it gives us each extra power.
Clan sounds awesome.
Do I have to
Strength?
go to
Like
church
your
or
strength
anything?
or armor class?
No, you just have to be, I think it's within 30 feet of where I put the spirit totem.
That seems strangely specific.
That seems so odd. What
I'm into it, yeah.
What does it mean it makes us more
So at that
powerful?
point, what do we need?
It
we
that
need
can mean a
fires,
lot
we
of
need
things. Power could be many
magic, what do
different
we need?
things. I'm thinking your armor
I like
class
the idea
goes
of
up,
getting
maybe?
some sort of fighter. Especially if Neela can maybe take out that outer onion layer with the lightning. We should have found a better analogy. Yeah,
Then what? Then an onion? Well, how about just we're going to kill the people on the wall? How is that for a metaphor?
All right. I like that.
I like the idea of someone with a little bit of muscle and then maybe also another person who is adept at healing injuries.
Well, we did hear about that weird. Someone said that there's some priest or something or cleric.
In the woods.
Ophelia mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah. So we could go see if they could give us
Aid?
or come along.
Did
Yeah.
Ophelia mention how far
Come
out in the
along.
woods
That's what
the
I was
person
thinking. That was the guy
On
I'm
foot,
thinking, the
It's
priest.
about roughly 4 to 6 hours, depending on how well you can make your way through the terrain.
And it's the same day.
It's like 2 in the afternoon, yeah.
So we could
I
make it
only-
tonight.
I only trust that more than hiring someone from the Grudge Gang.
Yeah, that is a good point.
I think
Feel
that,
like the
I mean,
Grudge
is
Gang
that
might
enough
have
time,
ties
though?
to the Iron Shepherds, or at least
It's
an inside
2
man.
o'clock.
Yeah, frenzies.
Say it takes us 5 hours up and
We
back.
could try, but if all there are is a healer,
That's midnight.
That
if
would be
we're
amazing. though.
lucky,
I mean,
that's
healing
midnight.
potions are nice, but
I don't
need
know.
something
I
to
mean,
eat.
that's a good time to attack
get
after
killed a
midnight.
lot or
After
nearly,
midnight.
you know.
We
Yeah,
don't let
I've seen
all-
some pretty badass priests in my day.
badass priests.
do I have any sense of...
I told you, my very good
'cause
friend,
she was
when we would
mentioning, like, the
raid
kinda
in
kooky ones
WoW,
out in the-
was
out in the
one of
woods,
the
right?
best
Yeah, she
priests
mentioned the Blooming
the
Grove.
game has ever
Do I have any sense of
seen.
what that is?
You've not necessarily heard of the Blooming Grove. Roll a history check, actually.
This isn't gonna go well.
4 hours and
12.
12. Okay, that's not too bad. You've vaguely heard of the Blooming Grove, but it's not referred to that very often. It's more referred to as the Bone Orchard.
Less fun.
Less
Yeah.
fun. Less
You
fun.
haven't been there.
Not a
but
happy time
From what
name.
you know, it's this kind of strange ancient grave site that's been on the outskirts of town. A few miles out since before the town was built.
And are these healers considered by people in Shady Creek Run to just be like wackadoos, or are they...
From what you know, from what you've heard, everyone thinks they're just strange, creepy hermits and possibly witches. No one really goes there. Some folk in here tend to put on the air of not being superstitious, but the Savalier Wood carries a lot of superstition with it, and some folks, while they may play it off, still seem to get a little nervous about delving too deep into it.
Well, that is a good point. I mean, if this person lives in the Savalier Woods, then they're not weak.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy shit in the woods.
And
So they
he
must be able
didn't
to
say
hold their
they're
own, or at
insane.
least
He just said they're
remain
misunderstood and
they
old
don't-
and
they don't
want to be.
belong to any pact.
I'm
or,
saying we
or
go for
group
these
that we
dudes.
would need to negotiate with.
No, they live outside of the... I mean, they're not even really related to the clans.
Did we hear what religion, what god they worship?
You have no idea.
I mean, I feel like if it was one of the accepted gods of the Empire, wouldn't have to hide out in the woods.
All right, guys, that's it for part 1. We're going to jump into the Our Patreon exclusive. We have basically just established we have options. We've got to hire somebody. I'm surprised we don't have more, honestly. We do have Jester's pouch, but I believe that's what Sam was reading when he was reading the inventory, when he said, I have a couple hundred gold. Caleb said he has a whole lot of nothing. Neela had 10. I don't know if Keg said what she had, but I'm assuming it's not a whole lot. And if it is, she's really not part of our group. So would she be willing to give us everything? Probably, because honestly, she probably feels guilty for Molly's death. Bo had like 130, I think, and Sam had a couple hundred. We probably altogether have around 400 plus. So we could afford somebody pretty awesome, I would think. I'm thinking if a guy like Fabron would do what he did for 100 gold, What do we got to pay? 200 gold? Maybe 3. I mean, I can't see it being too much, but then again, there's been weapons that were in the thousands. What's a man's life worth that's skilled enough that we would use him to go attack Lorenzo and crew? I mean, people know the Sour Nest and people must know the reputation he has. Maybe it is going to be a lot. Maybe this dude's going to be like 500 gold, or maybe they won't even want to come. Liam, at the end there, I think, was trying to say, we could just hire somebody right now, probably get somebody cheap. They might not be as skilled. They're not probably going to be a healer. I mean, there probably are healers, but I feel like a guy right off the streets of Shady Creek Run is going to be a fighter more so than a spell-using priest. Even the fact that they're saying they outcast these hermit-like dudes that are skilled in spells and priest-like abilities leads me to believe that that's where we got to go. Matt says it's about a 4 or 5 hour walk one way, or was it round trip? Even if it's one way, it's 2 o'clock. They could go right now, get back by midnight. I mean, you could have dark and nightfall till 2, 3, 4 in the morning. The sun starts coming up around 5, 6 o'clock where I am. But I mean, you want to be under the darkest of night. I feel like after midnight is the best time. And if they leave now, even at the highest estimate by Matt's measures, he said 4 to 5 hours, even if it's one way. Like I said, I'm rounding up everywhere. They'll make it back before or around midnight. I think they go that way. They get a priest, somebody that could heal them and watch their backs, and then they just run in full offense in the night with advantage, take them out one by one, and then when we get caught, we just go balls to the wall. I feel like we could do it if we go like that. We have Neela now. We didn't have Neela before. Here's the difference. We last time had Molly instead of Neela, but now we're going to have a backup priest and have the advantage of us coming in, taking them out one by one, potentially, and having nightfall where they're not suspecting it. So I think this is like a decent plan. I just got to see who we got to get for us and if they're even willing to come. They might not even do that. Liam, they're still kind of conferring about it. Let's get into the Patreon hour. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons out of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is in front of me. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. I just don't have time to edit them all. Person of Interest, Doctor Who, Eureka and Infinity Train, Steven Universe, Centaur World. So many different shows, guys. Check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.